What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. I'm once again joined by Tyler, and we are back for another video in our Avengers Endgame community series, a community series that airs every single Thursday on our channel, leading up to Avengers Endgame releasing in theaters on April 26th. We've done a couple videos so far. Basically, the community series is centered around discussion, theories, talking about Avengers Endgame, and we wanted to do one more regarding Captain Marvel. We wanted to talk about why we believe that she will not be the one to defeat Thanos. Now, we talked a little bit about people that could defeat Thanos and maybe what Tony Stark will be doing. We talked about a lot of that stuff last year. We'll have some videos in the description that you guys can watch for that, but we're also going to go back to some of those and talk about those leading up to the movie. But we want to make just a standalone video on Captain Marvel here on the community series, talking specifically of why we believe she will not be the one to actually defeat him. A lot of people believe she could be. She is heralded as the most powerful Avenger at this point. She's the most powerful person that we've seen so far. We've gotten that from a lot of different people, even from Marvel have told us that she is. So, that does raise the question of, well, could she be the only one maybe that could take him out, and maybe how she would do that. But we don't believe that's the case. So I'm going to hand over to Tyler. Tyler, why do you believe she's not going to be the one to defeat him?
Well, there's a couple reasons. So the biggest one, we actually can look to Infinity War, what happened in Infinity War, to have probably the best answer, I think. And that is, well, we all know Scarlet Witch, right? So we know that Scarlet Witch, she and her brother, who unfortunately isn't in these movies anymore because he died in Age of Ultron, they both got their powers from the Mind Stone. And that's how Wanda and her brother both got their powers. So we also know in Infinity War, at the almost very end, when she's having to essentially kill Vision, Thanos is coming to the Vision because he needs that final Infinity Stone that is in Vision's head. So Wanda, she is basically blasting Vision's head, the Infinity Stone, right? And she's using both hands, and she's having a difficult time. Now, before Captain Marvel, Wanda and Thor, really, Thor was definitely, without question, the most powerful. But Wanda was very, very powerful, very close. So she's using both of her hands. She's trying to defeat or destroy that one Infinity Stone in Vision's head. Thanos gets closer. He basically takes out all the other Avengers. And then, right before he's like on top of Wanda and Vision, she uses one hand and she pushes, and she actually moves him back. She's the only Avenger that was actually able to move Thanos back. Everybody else, he just kind of knocked away. So she, with one arm, or one hand with her powers, she's able to push Thanos back and kind of hold him back. He has to struggle to make his way back to them, but using one hand, she is able to push him away, and he is kind of struggling a little bit. So that scene from me is important, because now we know, after seeing Captain Marvel, that she got her powers when she shoots this engine core. And that engine core, we find out, is the Tesseract. So it's the exact same Tesseract that is in, Captain America, the first Avenger. So Carol shoots it, the explosion, she kind of absorbs that power from that explosion, and she has powers. Now, yes, she does have different powers than Wanda. Apparently, she's a lot more powerful because she actually can fly. It looks like she just can fly. It doesn't seem like she has to propel herself up like Scarlet Witch does. She has to shoot her powers down to fly, where Captain Marvel can just fly, has photon beams. It's definitely different powers. So when we look at that, if we think of the scene of Wanda versus Thanos, if she used two hands, would she have killed Thanos? I don't believe so. Would she have been able to kind of beat him up a little bit, do some damage to him? Yeah, I would say yes. Almost a solid 100% yes. So, now when we look at Captain Marvel, did they say she's the most powerful? Yeah, they never did in the movie. Obviously, they can't because it's in a different time period, but only producers and stuff said, oh yeah, she's the most powerful Marvel hero. But we really didn't see that too much in Captain Marvel. Yeah, she flew through some ships, which I have some problems with. But we didn't actually see her face anybody super, super strong. Flying through a ship, maybe the ship's made of, like, tinfoil. I have no idea what, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, I don't know what kind of metal it is. So it's kind of like, I can't compare that to being like, oh yeah, she's so powerful, she flew through a ship. That doesn't really show me her power level. Now, again, obviously her power level is way different than Wanda's, but what really is it? I guess we're going to find out. Will she be able to hurt Thanos just like I think Wanda would with two hands? Yes. Do I think she'd be able to kill him? No, I don't think so. And this is the other reason. When, again, like I was saying, Wanda was using two hands to try to destroy one Infinity Stone. So Thanos has 6. And it was said that the stones aren't burnt out. He still does have the Infinity Gauntlet. So Thanos still has 6 Infinity Stones. So, I don't think... I think who has the upper hand? I think Thanos has the upper hand. It's 6 stone powers combined, really, against 1 stone power. Whether it's a supercharged stone power or not, it's still 6 power levels or whatever versus 1 in Captain Marvel. I don't think that she can do it on her own. I really don't. And I don't really understand why some people think that she could, because it would be a very simple movie. It would literally be like, where's Thanos? Point me at him. Okay, there he is. I'm going to go kill him. She kills him, comes back and says, okay, it's done. And then the credits roll. Or then they got to figure everything out. Like, okay, well, how do we go back in time, save everybody, and then have you come back and kill him again? So now we can erase the last 5 years, and then you just kill him for us. That is not what's going to happen. I mean, if that happens, I'll be so beyond disappointed. It's not even funny. That's totally, it would be a cop-out, just having her be the one to take him on. Like, why? That doesn't make sense. She's still sort of new. To me, it makes no sense. Just like I said, the power levels, it's 6 versus 1, no matter what. No matter how you look at it. And they already kind of established, yes, someone with powers that came from the Infinity Stone, or one of the Infinity Stones, was having a hard time. So why would somebody else be different with a very similar situation or similar circumstance? I just don't see it. And it's the Avengers. It's not Captain Marvel kills Thanos. It's Avengers Endgame. This is going to mainly be about these 6 and it's ironically, other than Ant-Man and Captain Marvel and Rocket, and of course, Iron. I guess it's more than and War Machine and Falcon's dead. But for Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, Hawkeye, and Black Widow, they're still all alive. Those were the original Avengers for the movie. And they kind of started the whole thing. So it's going to really be about them. That's who this really is going to be about. It's not going to be about Captain Marvel coming in saving the day. That's not what it isn't. It's going to be about these 6 Avengers, and they're going to figure out what to do to set things right, because it all started with them. So that's what's going to happen. If anybody's going to defeat Thanos, it's going to be those 6. That's how I'm seeing, or one of those 6, if not all of those 6. That's how I see it.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think that this movie is centered around them. It's centered around really saying goodbye to a lot of characters. Although we know that some could possibly continue on. We know a lot of others aren't going to make it out of this movie. We know that a lot of characters are retiring after this movie. So this is really the last chance we get to see of a lot of these different characters. So to expect that Captain Marvel is going to do everything, she'll help. I'm sure she'll do something important. And like Tyler said, like, you'll want it to be those 6. I completely agree. I think it will be one of them. It could be Tony Stark. It could be one of them that'll end up doing whatever is necessary to take out Thanos. I'm sure they'll want Captain Marvel to be important because they do have to kind of push her. To what extent, we don't really know, though, because, with all the stuff that's happened with her movie that we've talked a lot about in the videos that we've made on the channel, it's unclear of how much they're going to want to push her going forward. But I do believe she'll have some important part to the overall movie, but she won't be be, the character that actually gets it done. Again, we've done a video last year. We talked about if Thanos is going to die. We talked about Tony Stark making Infinity Stones. Again, we're going to link those in the comments. Those are, I think, important videos that you guys should definitely check out if you weren't with us last year, that we talk a little bit more about what Endgame could be before we knew the title and all that stuff. So we're going to be talking more about all of these things in future videos. Again, they come out every single Thursday on our channel, where we talk about theories and discussions and all that stuff leading up to Endgame releasing in theaters again on April 26th. When the movie comes out, we're going to have tons of videos after the fact, and we're very, very excited to actually get to see it. So let us know in the comments below anything you want us to talk about, any comments on this video in particular, and we will see you for next week's video.